Hi everybody, Chef Danny Davies here with another episode of Behind the Line. We're here with Sam Moore. Nice to meet you, Sam. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks so much for having me.
My pleasure. So we're here down on the dock and in Fort Lauderdale, and we're going to find out a little bit more about the Professional Women in Yachting,
Yes.
And why you set it up, and how you became a chief stew, and all of those kind of things.
Absolutely. So PWY, or Professional Women in Yachting, has been around for about a year now.
So pretty new business.
Yeah, very new. We're a full 501c3 nonprofit organization, and our mission is, not only to empower women in the marine community, but our main focus is to raise funding for marine science and ocean conservation.
The turtles, right?
The turtles.
I see
yes.
them all the time on your Instagram.
Yes,
so
Turtle Tuesday. So we partnered with our beneficiary for the foreseeable future. They go by the MEEC, the Marine Environmental Education Center. I always mix those two up. And they're a partnership between Broward County Sea Turtles and NSU University over right here in the inlet. They have a really cool organization that helps, injured sea turtles that are mainly injured due to human interference. Boats.
Yeah, boats, yeah.
So because we are the yachting community and #1 yachting place in the world, we find that the most injured sea turtles are actually here in Fort Lauderdale. We don't have a facility to rehab or help these animals. We can only take in the injured ones, and then we have to ship them up to where's Gumbo Limbo in Del Rey.
Oh yeah, I know Gumbo Limbo, yeah.
Yeah, it's a really cool facility, and they're doing great stuff, but I feel the need for one here. So PWY's mission is to raise funding to build a state-of-the-art sea turtle hospital for the MEEC.
Wow, that's fantastic. I'd love to hear your story about how you got into all this kind of stuff. So you started as a stewardess way back, right? A long time ago.
Well, my dad builds marinas, so I have been in the industry foot in the industry for a while now. My high school class, as a senior, you can take a course and do a work program. And I worked for my dad. So I got my feet wet there working with him. And he encouraged me to start an insurance company that insured seawall out. So essentially all the docks. We're not on his docks right now. Don't get mad. And so after I did that for a while, I thought, I love this industry, but hey, this is just not for me. It's too contractual and not a lot of interpersonal interaction.
Yeah.
So I moved to getting a yacht broker's
and
license.
You were we spoke earlier,
Jupiter.
You were up in Jupiter at this time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I was in Jupiter. I was raised in Jupiter. I always grew up on the water. And Jupiter's home for me. I mean, if anybody knows Jupiter, it's absolutely beautiful. Probably more famous for all the professional golfers living there.
Oh, right, big golfing.
Yeah, and Michael Jordan. Everybody knows he lives there. So I got a yacht broker's license, which was really hard to obtain. And I thought, man, this shouldn't be so hard. Why can't women get this? There's not a lot of female yacht brokers. There's a lot of female charter brokers, but not sales brokers. So my wheels started turning there. And this was a while back.
Yeah.
As we know, our season here is the winter. So then I became a stewardess for the summers and crewed on large vessels.
And where did you go? Kind of the Caribbean, Bahamas?
Yes,
kind of thing?
of course. The whole Caribbean, Bahamas mainly, obviously, it's right off our coast. And I did do a trip up one summer to Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard, the whole Hamptons scene. And that was really fun. It's really nice. What a different experience celebrating 4th of July up there versus here. It's just so quaint. It feels so American up there. Whereas here, it's like a barbecue party. But super fun. I love the 4th of July. It's a holiday near and dear to my heart. And,
so
I love
what
America.
It took you from, so you did some insurance work, and then you started doing your broker license, and you started to think, the industry isn't really geared to empowering women and helping women.
Yeah, I don't think it was there yet.
On boats.
Yeah, so I love boats, and I started stewing on boats. I was still doing brokerage here and there, and I fully moved on board for 5 months, and I thought, okay, I'm going to move to Fort Lauderdale and take a job at a really high, well-known, well-respected, well-to-do brokerage and try to sell these beautiful beasts. Well, it didn't go as planned. I was there for 3 days, and I had to quit immediately.
Yeah,
I mean,
you told me the story.
it was
pretty gross. Right?
It was gruesome. The person that I was working for, and it infuriated me that I had all this knowledge and skills, and all they want to talk about is sex with me and other women. And it was just so degrading. And I thought, there's no way I'm going to work for anybody that treats women like this. And I'm not going to have that for myself. So fueled by some anger, I thought, man, I've struggled so much in this industry, just trying to progress my career. I'm going to start a girls' club in this boys' club, if you would.
Yeah.
And this can't be the only thing that's happening just to me.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe along the way, I meet somebody that can help me navigate these waters, because I do see successful women in this industry, and I want to help women not experience some terrible things that I have, or help them navigate some terrible things that a lot of women I've found are experiencing these things.
Yeah, I mean, this is a career, right? Not just for men, for women too. And there's no reason why you should have to go through all the kind of things that you explained to me earlier. Like, there's just no reason for it. And I want to thank you for starting this and being able to empower other women and giving them the opportunity. And we started this podcast with yachtchefs.com and PYW, PWY, obviously professional women in yachting, to kind of come together and celebrate and empower women in yachting, because you guys are here too, right? And it wouldn't be the same without you. A huge part of it.
Yeah, and a great part of it. And maybe the men are a little scared, which that's okay. I'm not here to bash men or anything like that. I've had some really great men in my life elevate me and get me to the next level. So to those men, I thank you and appreciate that. But there are some bad seeds, and unfortunately, as we all know, they spoil it for everybody.
Yeah, and you were saying to me earlier, sometimes you can feel you're on a boat, out at anchor, or out in the water, and there's kind of no one you can turn to, because literally you're at sea. So what do you do in those situations? And you were telling me that professional women in yachting offer support to other women in yachting, and how they can do that. Explain a little bit more.
Having had an experience where you feel kind of alone and you're stuck and trapped, I knew that that's not a feeling that I ever wanted to experience. I didn't know what to do or who to call or who to ask to help me in this situation, and I wanted to make sure that new crew coming on that don't really know much have an outlet to contact in times of need and in emergencies and in
a
scaredness.
Community and support, right?
Yes. So we've partnered with some local affiliates that we have relationships with, and I mean, I get girls that DM me, hey, this is the situation, I don't feel safe, da 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 da. And I just try to help them feel better about the situation.
And you can offer us advice and support.
Of course, and just try to help, and I think women need to build each other up, and I think there's this stereotype where women are mean to each other, and I guess that happens sometimes, but not in my organization.
No, and not in the series that we've been filming with you guys.
No, it's
so we've
wonderful.
Been filming different professional women in yachting. We spoke to Captain Kelly Gordon the other week at
love her.
Yeah, at the boat show. She was fantastic. Also, we spoke to a bunch of I want to say
crew.
Girls, but crew that were at the Worth Avenue Yacht Party.
Yes.
And we spoke to them. You're going to see those in the series coming up, so check out them. But we asked them the big question. So how would the industry empower women? Do you have any thoughts on that, and how you want to see that kind of move forward? How the yachting industry can empower women?
Well, I think that's the ultimate question, isn't it? Is what do we do to allow women to move forward in their careers and not face so many struggles?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it actually starts with helping each other from within. I think women need to empower more women, the successful women that have made it and have advice. We need you. We need to hear what it was like for you and how to navigate these waters best. I also think that, after I started PWY, I've seen a lot more women forward organizations and groups coming together, speaking topics, the Inspire initiative with Kitty and USSA. There is a movement, and it's coming.
Yeah,
so,
and we spoke to Gemma at the Yacht Stew, right?
The Yacht Stew,
Yacht Stew
yes.
Academy. Yeah, she was fantastic, and she was
She's
talking a
wonderful.
lot about those experiences.
Yes.
And you've started a new podcast as well, right?
I did.
Tell me about that.
Well, as you know, I'm not very comfortable podcasting, and I do say that on my podcast, but like I said, the best advice I was given was get over it. Your mission's bigger, get over it. So I have, and it's called Get With The Tides.
Get With The Tide.
And
that's on Instagram, right? You can find that.
Instagram, it'll be on YouTube, Spotify, and iTunes. So, and through PWY, you can always find us on our website, pwyint.org. And that's going to be a real raw podcast. It's going to be conversations, controversial conversations, and problems and funny stories. It's mainly for entertainment, but it's mainly for a crew on board to not feel alone. We're here for you. Join us and listen to what we have to say and other experiences that are happening. You're not alone.
Yeah,
so,
and you can relate to those stories, listen to them, join in.
Yeah,
I think that's fantastic. It's great that you're building this community, and I'm honored to come and work with you and talk with you.
We're honored to be
find out
part
more.
of your podcast. You're like the famous chef guy on the scene.
So tell us more about what we're going to see in this podcast series.
Oh, well, I shot my first podcast yesterday with the yacht guy, Alex Jimenez. I think I got that right. I can never pronounce.
Big shout out to him. How you doing?
Yeah, we love you. He's been such a wonderful supporter, and from day one when I met him, he said, I need to introduce you to this person, and he's just been so influential in our whole progress. So we podcasted with him, and we talk about how he started. We talk a little bit about AI. I mean, just how the conversation flows naturally. I think we even talk about sex in there at some point. Just a normal conversation between friends, like how you would at a bar. I mean, it's not this, stuffy question interview type of deal, but some real stuff. Like, what is it really like being an influencer, and how much bullshit do you get, and who's DMing you the most, and what are they asking for, and do you get people ask you out on dates, or are you inconspicuous? And he has a few Instagram accounts, so some people know what he looks like, or what's it like being famous, and he doesn't think he's famous, but he will say, oh, life of the famous, and take a selfie with somebody, while we're walking down the docks at a show. But he has a really cool story, and I love him. Everything about him. He's one of the realest people that I've ever met in this industry, and we will be lifelong friends for sure.
I'm looking forward to chatting to him more.
Yeah, he's
what
so
can
awesome.
people going to expect from our podcast series? So I've recorded one with Nicole. We went on the beach and we did a beach workout. And we had a good chat with her about her experience. We spoke about the Worth Avenue yachts.
Right.
And we're also planning to get a bunch of stewardesses together, right, to talk about chefs on board.
Well, and isn't that a thing? Like, the stew and the chef interact so much, and as you see all the time and probably hear and experienced yourself, this is a very dynamic and important relationship.
It is, yeah, and it's a massive contention with so many boats.
So many.
You get some chefs that are just like, no, this is where it's got to be.
Well, chefs are particular, but so are chief stews.
It's true,
And it's when you get these two A-type personalities, and they're like, no, it's my way. No, it's my way. You get a problem.
You do,
and that shows in your service, and we don't want that.
No.
So
I'm looking forward to that one. That one's going to be fun.
So I'm excited to hear, and I think we all know what everybody's going to say, but just to hear it from other people. And I think yachtchefs.com can really alleviate some of these problems. So I'm super happy to partner with you guys to show the world that it doesn't have to be this contentious relationship.
Yeah.
As long as your personalities are a match and your program, and yachtchefs.com can help fix that.
Yeah, and we don't live in Below Deck. That's reality TV.
No,
reality
but it is a little bit of it.
You live together on a boat. You work together on a boat. You need those relationships to work together for your own mental health, for the stress of the boat, and for the enjoyment of the charter people that come on board, the charter guests and the owners.
What's there to fight about? Look,
beautiful borders out in the Bahamas and the Caribbean.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think yachtchefs.com is doing great by matching up the program with the personalities. It's a flawless institution. It's great. You do your interviews. You guys have already done extensive interviews with the chefs.
Yeah, we know them very well. Yeah,
and I think that's important, because when you see a CV and you get flooded by these crew recruiters, and they don't know that chef and what they're like and this and that. They don't take the time to really get in depth with them, and that's what you guys do.
Yeah,
so
we understand their personalities
awesome.
and try and match them with the program that they want to be on. There's
Yeah.
so many times you get a chef who's got these big ideas about what they want to be. They get on a program and it's not what the program wants. It's not what
hot
the
dogs
owners want.
and cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
You know, and some boats are like that.
Yeah,
Rich
some
people,
boats are like that. And there's chefs out there that will happy feed those people, and there's chefs that want to do Michelin star. And it's about getting the right program, the right boat, the right chief stew, the right crew, and it all comes together and makes a fantastic experience for
There's a
everybody.
lot of moving parts to make this. There's so many different jobs that make this world go round in our little marine community. So
That's true.
it's awesome to see all the little facets and moving parts come together to create
So do you
an
have any?
overall
Do
experience.
you have any plans for the future? What do you see yourself doing in the next year, next 2 years?
I have no idea.
No idea.
I-
That's the best way, though, right?
Oh my gosh, I literally am just grateful for every day, and every day is constantly changing as I start marketing PWY more and getting collabs like this, and just opportunities keep falling at my feet, which is so awesome, because I do feel really grateful that everybody sees the worth in this, adventure, my adventure, but to do greater good for the yachting community and the marine
I
industry.
think it has a huge value.
And
I
also empower women.
Yeah,
So-
I think you're adding value to women and empowering people to come into it without the ideas of, what it used to be 5 years ago, even 10 years ago. Like, it's not like that anymore. It's
No.
2023 and we're moving forward. And it's people like you that are at the forefront of that. And, thank you for that. And
Oh,
I hope a lot of
thanks.
people see what you're doing and follow through, and enjoy it, because it's a great lifestyle.
It
It's
is.
a great job. You get to see the world. You get
It's
to work
fun.
in some beautiful locations with some amazing, produce and food and people. And I just think more people should enjoy it.
Well, yeah, and I love eating good chef food. So that's the best part about being on a boat, is you have a chef to cook all your meals for you.
Yeah.
So that's definitely, it's a lifestyle. It is. But I always say to all new crew, I said, once you're in, you're never leaving. I don't care what it is. If to go from, and right in the podcast series, we'll see it. You go from stewardess, everybody, green crew. Okay, you're on a boat. You're a little bit in. You got your feet wet. Okay, now you want a land-based job. Now you want to be a reality TV star. Now you want to start your own company, uniform, crew placement.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
there's
we've spoken to all these people that have done that in the
there's-
podcast series, so you're going to get to see that.
There's so many jobs on land.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Being on a boat's the best.
Yeah,
and,
it is,
and you all will see that when you come land-based. You're like, man, I miss being on a boat. Do you miss being on a boat?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some hype, some unknown allure to the unknown of
Yeah.
what's
And those
tomorrow. Every
beautiful
day is
sunsets and
different, and
sunrises.
problem solving. I mean, you take all your skills from working on board and definitely use them on land. And I think yacht crew are better land crew.
Well, I agree.
Yeah, because you have these fast thinking, problem solving skills that normal people don't experience, and we all know there's no in yachting. You figure it out.
Yeah.
So
You make a plan, right?
right.
Make it work.
So I'll hire any yacht crew any day, because they're hard workers.
So how do people find out more about you and about professional yachting? Where do they go? Tell everyone
Sure.
the Instagram.
Our Instagram is PWY_international, and you can find us online, www.pwyint.org.
Thanks everybody for watching. Find out more, go to my Instagram, which is Future Chef Project, or PWI, and we'll see you all later.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.